All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. You know how it is out there. So much diet advice coming at you from all sides.
It really is a jungle out there.
Right. It's enough to make your head spin. And, we're all about getting to the bottom of things here. So today, we're going to tackle some of those diet myths that just won't seem to die.
Myths that keep coming back.
Exactly. Zombies.
Yeah.
So to make sure we're all on the same page today, our source material comes from this fascinating piece. It's called Pasted Text.
Ah, yes, I've read that one.
Pretty catchy, huh? It's packed with information. Lots to unpack there.
Definitely.
All right, so let's just jump right in, shall we? First up, one that I think we've all heard at some point. Eating fat makes you fat.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic.
It's like ingrained in our brains, right? But is there any truth to it? Like, really?
Well, it sounds logical, doesn't it?
I guess.
But the thing is, you actually need fat. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but our bodies can't function properly without it.
Okay, explain that one. I'm all ears.
Think of it this way. Fat is a macronutrient, just like protein and carbs. All three are essential. Fat plays a huge role in things like hormone production, cell function, and even helps your body absorb those important vitamins.
So it's not about avoiding fat entirely.
Exactly. The key is to focus on the type E of fat you're consuming.
So like good fats versus bad fats.
You got it.
Okay, give us some examples.
Sure. So you've got your healthy fats, like the monounsaturated kind found in olive oil, avocados, nuts. Those can actually help with weight management and even lower your bad cholesterol.
So those are friends, not foes.
Definitely. On the other hand, saturated and trans fats, those are the ones often found in processed foods. They're the ones we need to watch out for.
Got it. So basically, not all fats are created equal. You've got to be picky.
Precisely. It's all about making informed choices.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. And, speaking of things we need to be picky about, what about carbs? That seems to be another big one. Like, carbs are the enemy. I see that everywhere.
Yeah, another one of those oversimplifications. Carbs have gotten a really bad rap lately.
It's like low-carb everything these days.
Right. But here's the thing. Carbs are your body's primary source of energy. They're the fuel that keeps us going.
I guess that makes sense, but doesn't eating too many carbs lead to weight gain?
It can, but again, it all comes back to the type P of carbs you choose. Think of it like this. Whole grains, fruits, vegetables, they're like time-release capsules for energy.
Time release.
Yeah, they provide that slow and steady supply your body needs, along with a good dose of fiber, which helps you feel full and satisfied.
Oh, I get it.
Whereas refined carbs, things like white bread, sugary drinks, those lead to those energy spikes and crashes and can definitely contribute to weight gain.
So it's like quality over quantity with carbs, too.
You nailed it. It's all about balance and making smart choices.
Okay, so we've debunked the fat myth and the carb myth.
Yeah.
What about skipping meals? I feel like I hear this one a lot. Skipping meals will help me lose weight. Does that actually work, or is that just setting yourself up for trouble?
It's funny how these myths persist even when the science points in the opposite direction.
So it's a myth.
Definitely. Skipping meals might seem like a shortcut to weight loss, but it can actually do more harm than good.
Really? Why is that?
Well, think of it this way. When you go for long stretches without eating, your body goes into a sort of survival mode. Your metabolism slows down to conserve energy.
Oh, so it's like it's trying to hold on to every calorie.
Exactly. And then, when you finally do eat, you're more likely to overeat because you're so hungry, plus you're missing out on important nutrients your body needs.
That makes sense.
Really, the best approach is to fuel your body consistently with regular, balanced meals.
So these diet myths, they're not just harmless little misconceptions. They can actually lead to some pretty unhealthy habits.
Absolutely. They can make people afraid of entire food groups or lead to restrictive diets that are not sustainable in the long run.
It's kind of scary how much misinformation is out there.
It is, and it just highlights how important it is to be critical of what we hear and to seek out reliable sources of information.
Right. Don't believe everything you read. I guess that's the main takeaway here, right? Be critical, be informed, and remember that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Wow.
It's about tuning in to your own body and what works best for you.
Right. Finding what works for you. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap things up for today's deep dive. But before we go, I want to leave you with a little something to ponder.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
If these diet myths are so pervasive, even though we have science to debunk them, what does that say about our relationship with food and how we process information? It's something to think about, isn't it?
Absolutely. Food for thought, you could say.
Exactly.